What up guys, Nick from WhatUpMC here, and we are back with another Pokemon Go video. I know I've been posting a lot of Pokemon Go videos this week, but this is actually a video that I have been putting a lot of thought towards for the last couple of weeks, especially now more than ever that the evidence is kind of mounting up more and more that Gen 2 is going to be released really soon. For those of you who have seen my two previous videos, I still don't believe that Gen 2 is coming in its entirety in the next couple of weeks. I have some other theories, so if you guys want to see those, then I'll put a link to those two videos up there. But this video is just my speculation for when Gen 2 actually does come out, whether or not it's in like a week from now or 2 months from now. Gen 2 changed a lot in the main series games, so we may be expecting just as many changes for the release of Gen 2 in Pokemon Go. So these are a lot of things that I've been thinking about for when Gen 2 comes out. I'm going to start with stuff that relates more to the Pokemon themselves, and then move on to some of the features that we can expect to change from the game. So the thing that I've probably put the most thought into is the new regional exclusives for Gen 2. Now I've kind of got a list here about all the Pokemon that I think could potentially be the regional exclusives when Gen 2 comes out. So we got Miltank, Stantler, Smeargle, Girafarig, Quillfish, Corsola, Skarmory, Dunsparce, Shuckle, Delibird, Mantine, Heracross, Murkrow, Yanma, Aipom, Sudowoodo, Mischievous, Unknown, Wobbuffet, Gligar, and Sneasel. Now those are all the Pokemon that I think potentially have a chance at being a regional exclusive Pokemon. Where did I get those from? Those are the Pokemon in Gen 2 that are kind of isolated. They don't have any evolution families, they don't have a pre-evolution, and they don't have a following evolution in Gen 2. As we can see with Gen 1, they tried to make it so regional exclusive Pokemon don't have any evolved forms before them or after them, so that it kind of limits how many Pokemon you're missing. If you have a regional exclusive that has an evolved form, then instead of missing one Pokemon in your Pokedex, now you're missing 2. That's true for Tauros, Kangaskhan, and Farfetch'd, but Mr. Mime actually has a pre-evolution, Mime Jr., but that's only coming in Gen 4, I believe, so I don't think that's a huge concern. But because of the fact that some of these Pokemon have pre-evolutions and further evolutions, we're going to omit Mantine, Murkrow, Yanma, Aipom, Sudowoodo, Mischievous, Wobbuffet, Gligar, and Sneasel from the list. I think we're also going to not include Smeargle and Unknown from that list, just because I think they're kind of special Pokemon in that they only learn one move. Unknown only learns Hidden Power, and Smeargle only learns Sketch. So I think these aren't going to be regional exclusives. They're more likely going to be special Pokemon released later in the game, kind of like Ditto. You know, because Niantic took a little bit of time to try and figure out how Transform would work, so they're probably going to take a little bit of time to figure out how Hidden Power is going to work and how Sketch is going to work. Hidden Power, I can see it being maybe like it's just random. It's you just catch an unknown and it's a completely random type. That's pretty much how it works in the game unless you're breeding for it. And Sketch for Smeargle, what it does in the game, for those of you who don't know, Smeargle, when he uses Sketch, he copies the exact move that was just used right before him, and he learns that move permanently. So if Pokemon uses Flamethrower on Smeargle, he uses Sketch. If he survives the Flamethrower, then Smeargle learns Flamethrower, and he will have Flamethrower forever. Now, I don't see Niantic making it so that Smeargle can permanently copy another Pokemon's moves. I think what is more likely is kind of like Transform, where Smeargle goes into battle and then you use Sketch instantly, and Smeargle instantly copies that Pokemon's moveset, both the quick move and the charge move. But if it was only that, then it would kind of just be a worse version of Transform. So I think Sketch will copy that one Pokemon's moveset, both the quick move and the charge move, for a complete 24-hour cycle before resetting. So you throw Smeargle in against an Arcanine, you tap it to use Sketch, Smeargle learns Bite, Fire Blast, and then for the next 24 hours that Smeargle has Bite, Fire Blast, you know, you can throw in that Smeargle against an Exeggutor in a gym. And then 24 hours after that, it resets. Smeargle just has Sketch again. I think that would be a pretty interesting way for them to implement it, and also a way to kind of make it viable for gym battling without making it overpowered. Alright, so let's get back to the regional exclusives. So let's go through the different areas and what I think is going to be the regional exclusive Pokemon there. Alright, so let's start with where I'm from, North America. We have Tauros as our regional exclusive Pokemon for Gen 1. Now if you look at Gen 2, kind of the pairing Pokemon with that is Miltank. So, you know, if you were to just look at it right off the bat, you would think, okay, we got Tauros in Gen 1, we're probably going to get Miltank in Gen 2, but Stantler is a Pokemon in Gen 2, and I think it may be possible that Stantler is our regional exclusive for North America. Alright, so Europe is a little bit more tricky. I had originally thought, okay, so Europe has Mr. Mime. That probably means they're going to get something like Smeargle for Gen 2, but like I said before, Smeargle is a special Pokemon, so I don't think they're going to make it exclusive to only one area. And then I thought maybe Sudowoodo, but Sudowoodo has a pre-evolution Bonsly, which is only coming in a couple of gens, so I'm not 100% sure about that one. I'd have to say my best guess is probably Sudowoodo, but that's a little bit iffy. If Stantler isn't the regional Pokemon for North America, then I would really expect it to be the regional Pokemon for Europe. I mean, besides that, the only other one I could speculate would be Dunsparce. So for the Asian exclusive, I'm kind of leaning more towards either Delibird or Quillfish, possibly even Skarmory, but I'm really feeling the Delibird, and if not that, then Quillfish. All right, so Oceania / Australia. There's a lot that I think could possibly be the regional Pokemon here. So right now I have written down Corsola, Shuckle, Mantine, and Gligar. Like I mentioned before, Mantine and Gligar maybe not so much because they have other evolved forms. You know, Corsola because the Great Barrier Reef, Shuckle just because Shuckle, and maybe even Dunsparce. I know I said that before, but you know, there's a lot of different options. So those are the 4 regions that we know have regional exclusives so far. But, you know, since the game has came out, there are a bunch of other countries around the world that have also had the game too, and maybe haven't had their chance to get a regional exclusive yet. So there are 2 other continents that I think have a chance of getting a regional exclusive. So for Africa, I think probably the most likely candidate is Girafarig, possibly even Mantine, but maybe not because of the evolution thing I said before, and Heracross maybe. And then the other one is South America. And now that I'm thinking about it, actually, South America may actually be Delibird because I know Argentina has penguins. Anyways, that's just my speculations for the regional exclusives. I probably spent way more time on that than I meant to, but let's get on to how evolved forms are going to change with pre-evolutions and post-evolutions. So I mentioned this in my video yesterday, but the following Pokemon are probably going to have their candies changed. Pikachu, Clefairy, Jigglypuff, Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, Jinx, Electabuzz, and Magmar. Those Pokemon are all getting pre-evolutions, baby Pokemon, and the candies, since candies are, you know, named after the lowest form of that Pokemon, with the addition of Gen 2, those Pokemon are going to have new lowest forms, so their candies may potentially change. And in the case of Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan, those will both evolve from the same Pokemon, so I think it's very possible that Niantic is just going to make it so the candies for Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan just combine, they add together to create a total of Tyrogue candy. Now, Pokemon that are getting evolved forms are Golbat, Gloom, Poliwhirl, Eevee, Slowpoke, Onix, Scyther, Seadra, Porygon, and Chansey. So for the ones that are set, Golbat will evolve into Crobat, Onix will evolve into Steelix, Scyther will evolve into Scizor, Seadra will evolve into Kingdra, Porygon will evolve into Porygon 2, and Chansey will evolve into Blissey. Now, some of these Pokemon had trade evolutions in Gen 2 where you had to have them hold an item, then trade them to evolve. I don't know if this is going to be added into Gen 2 because we already have a bunch of Pokemon that have trade evolutions in this game, so I don't know if they implemented trade evolutions for Pokemon like Onix and Scyther, then would they also change Gengar and Alakazam and Machamp back to trade evolutions and make them not be able to be evolved for candy anymore? So those are the Pokemon that, you know, you evolve them, we know for sure what they're going to evolve into. Now there are some other Pokemon that are going to be kind of a random evolution. So those Pokemon are Gloom, Poliwhirl, Eevee, Slowpoke, and Eevee again. So we currently have an evolution for Gloom. It's Vileplume in this game, but with the release of Gen 2, Gloom gets kind of like a branching evolution where it can evolve into either Vileplume or Bellossom using, you know, different evolution methods. But in Pokemon Go, it's probably just going to be simplified to, you know, just a random one, either Vileplume or Bellossom. Poliwhirl, you know, it can evolve into Poliwrath in this game, and it will be able to evolve into Politoed once Gen 2 comes out. Slowpoke can evolve into Slowbro, but with Gen 2, we'll also be able to evolve into Slowking. The Eevee evolutions are already randomized between either Jolteon, Vaporeon, or Flareon, so we're already familiar with that randomization. But now we're going to have 2 more, Umbreon and Espeon. The Eevee evolutions are already randomized between Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Flareon, but with Gen 2, we're going to have 2 more, Espeon and Umbreon. So those will also most likely be randomized to a 1 in 5 chance of getting the one you want now. Most likely there will be kind of like a hidden naming trick, you know, with the Rainer, Sparky, Pyro trick where you could get the evolution that you wanted for only the first time. So we're going to have to see what that is when Gen 2 comes out. So if you haven't gotten a perfect Vileplume, Poliwrath, or Slowbro yet, then I would probably advise trying to get them now before they become a randomized evolution. You may end up wasting candy evolving them to a Pokemon that you don't want. Another thing that was introduced in Gen 2 is shiny Pokemon, and now I won't go too much into detail about this because I did already talk about it in my video yesterday, but just to summarize it quickly, I really think that shiny Pokemon is going to be something kind of implemented in the way that they implemented Ditto, where there was no announcement. They just sort of flipped a switch, turned it on, and Ditto was suddenly being found by tons of people in the game. I think the same thing is going to happen for shiny Pokemon. They're just going to flip a switch one day, and people will just start finding shiny Pokemon all over the world. I'm really excited for when that's going to happen, and I can't wait to start finding some shiny Pokemon. So when these new Pokemon hit the game, I think one thing we can look forward to is that we are going to be able to pick a starter again. I think there's going to be another kind of encounter event like when you start Pokemon Go where it lets you pick, your starter, and then I think what's going to happen is the same thing. You get surrounded by, the 3 starter Pokemon, Chikorita, Cyndaquil, and Totodile, and you'll be able to catch one of those 3 in Gen 2 again. So if Gen 2 does end up getting released in December, then I think we can definitely expect an event revolving around it. But if Gen 2 doesn't actually come out in this month, it comes out at a later point in time, I think we should be expecting to see a launch event for when Gen 2 comes out, kind of increasing the spawn rate for only Pokemon from Gen 2, so it makes it easier for people to find all these new Pokemon rather than going outside and finding a bunch of Pidgeys and Rattatas when they're looking for Gen 2 stuff. So a couple of the other little changes to the features that I'm looking forward to are hopefully an increase in the storage for Pokemon. Currently, we can only hold up to 1,000 Pokemon, but that requires a significant Pokecoin investment to get your storage up that high. I think with 100 more Pokemon coming to the game, we should expect Niantic to at least raise our storage capacity, like the base one, by 50. I know they want to make money off making people buy more storage space, but come on, what are we going to get to the point where we get to Gen 7 and we're going to have 802 Pokemon in the Pokedex and we're still only going to have 1,000 storage space maximum? I think it would be nice of them to just give us free space automatically, but if not, then they should at least make it so that the space can go beyond 1,000, and if not, then what the hell? Another thing is I am really hoping that there's going to be a new sort feature, so when you're scrolling through your Pokemon, you can sort it by the Pokedex number. So the way that currently works with only Gen 1 is all the Pokemon are sorted by their, their families. But if Gen 2 comes out, then there's going to be a lot of Pokemon scattered all over the place. So I think if you want to look at your Pikachu collection, you want to look, which Pichus to level up, you're not going to want to go, scroll down to number whatever it is, 180 or something, where Pichu is, be like, okay, let me check these Pichus I have here, then let me scroll all the way back up to Pikachu. I think there definitely needs to be a sort feature in addition to the Pokedex. They should keep the Pokedex sorting one, but they should also add sorting by families. So if you want to look at, if you want to see all the Pikachu family together, then you can hit that sort button. It'll put all your Pichus right in front of Pikachus, just so it's easy to keep all the Pokemon together. You don't have, all the evolutions separated. You don't have Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan being separated from Tyrogue and Hitmontop. And then the last thing I have to mention is something that I really enjoy doing in the main series games, but I don't think is coming to Pokemon Go, and that is breeding. Breeding was introduced in Gen 2 along with the introduction of male and female genders of Pokemon. We know from the data mine that there are gender variants for male and female Pokemon coming soon in a update, but I don't think that means that breeding is going to come to the game. Right now, eggs are a pretty big part of the gaming experience. It's where they make most of their money off of incubators. Eggs are where you can get some of the highest IV Pokemon. You get a lot of Stardust from eggs. Also, the fact that the Pokemon you get from eggs are almost completely random as far as we know. So that does kind of limit how many crazy OP Pokemon everybody can have, that the eggs are completely random and that rare Pokemon don't spawn all over the place. But if all you needed was a male and female Dratini, and then all of a sudden you could just breed as many Dratini eggs as you want and hatch only Dratinis, I think it would be way too overpowered to just constantly get 3 or 4 Dratini candies. If they were to add breeding, they would have to seriously overhaul the system so that people couldn't just reliably get whatever Pokemon they want in an egg, because that'll kind of really upset the game balance. Pretty much everybody's just going to be breeding Dragonites and Larvatars and Snorlaxes. But yeah, I wish I had more time to talk about all this stuff, but I am actually under a pretty huge time constraint right now. I haven't had a lot of free time this week to work on videos, yet I have still put out a video every day this week, and a lot of videos about Pokemon Go because there is a lot of news coming out soon that I really want to cover. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you thought I provided some good information, then hit the like button down below. Let me know what you think in the comments about the potential release of Gen 2 and what you're looking forward to for Gen 2, and you know what you think about the regional exclusives and stuff like that I listed. If you want to see more of my Pokemon Go videos, then hit the subscribe button down below to be notified whenever I post a video. And last thing I want to quickly mention is I'm doing a Q&A video soon to kind of, you know, update you guys about the future of this channel, what videos I'm going to be working on, answer your questions, and to thank the recent surge of subscribers that I got thanks to Nick from Trainer Tips. I have a lot of info to share with you guys in those videos, plus 2 really big announcements that I am excited to share with you guys. But yeah, for now, I really have to get going. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.